In section 10.2, we're going to talk about what happens now when a transversal intersects not just any lines, but parallel lines. Okay, so let's begin by discussing what happens with corresponding same side interior, and alternate exterior angles when a transversal now intersects not just any two lines, but two parallel lines. Okay, so in the draw it section, rather than have this big draw it section and draw a different picture for each one, I'm going to use this big drawing down here. Okay, so let's begin by identifying some corresponding angles. So we know that corresponding angles are in the same position. So for example, 1 and 8 are in the same position, 7 and 6 are in the same position, and so on. Now, what we know is that if lines are parallel, so if line A and line B are parallel, and you notice these arrows here indicate that they are, so this arrow and this arrow indicate that those lines are parallel. Well, what that means is that all those corresponding angles are congruent. If you look at this angle 1 here is exactly the same size as angle 8. Now that can only happen if the lines are parallel. If the lines weren't parallel, that wouldn't be true. So in corresponding angles, we know that corresponding, if the lines are parallel, and I'm going to abbreviate parallel here using the symbol, if lines are parallel, then corresponding angles are congruent. And I'm going to use a little congruent symbol, equal sign with a little squiggly above it. Okay? Now, same side interior angles is a little bit different. If I look at same side interior angles, such as 3 and 8 or 2 and 7, now those are not going to be congruent. You look at 3 is clearly an acute angle, whereas 8 is obtuse, it's bigger than 90. These are not congruent. However, what we do know about them is that they will add up to 180. We know 3 and 1 add up to 180 because they make a half a circle, they make a straight line together. And so since 1 and 8 are congruent, 3 and 8 must add up to 180. So we know that same side interior or consecutive interior angles are, what's the word we use when they add up to 180? The word is supplementary. Okay, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. But again, only if the lines being intersected are parallel. Okay, the third are, what about alternate interior and alternate exterior? Well, for example, 3 and 2 are both alternate interior, so are 7 and 8. 3 and 2 now, you notice, are both acute. They're back to being congruent again. Well, why? Well, 1 and 8 are congruent, and we know 8 and 3 add up to 180. We know 8 and 2 add up to 180 also. So 2 and 3 must have the same value. Okay, so we know that alternate interior angles are congruent if lines are parallel. Okay, and then the last one, our alternate exterior. Well, those will also be congruent. Take 1 and 6, for example. 1 and 6 are going to be the same. How do I know that? Well, I know 1 and 8 are the same. They're corresponding. And 8 and 6 are the same because they're vertical. Therefore, 6 and 1 must be the same by the transitive property. So alternate exterior angles are congruent if lines are parallel. Well, that helps because then we can, if I just know the measure of one angle, I can find the measure of all of them. So let's go to the next page now. So these are the actual theorems, and this is what we said on the previous page. So in this diagram, 2 is congruent to 6 because they're corresponding. 3 is the same as 7, and so on. Alternate interior, 3 is the same as 6, so the alternate interiors are the same. 4 is the same as 5. Alternate exterior, 1 and 8 are the same. 2 and 7. Consecutive interior angles theorem are the only ones that are not congruent. They're supplementary and stuff. So instead, so 3 and 5 are supplementary, and so are 4 and 6. So example 1 says the measure of 3 of the numbered angles are 120. Identify the angles and explain your reasoning. Well, for starters, if this is 120, I know that angle 4 is 120 because we learned back in chapter 8 that those are called vertical angles, or the vertical angles theorem tells us that those two angles are the same. Okay? Now, if this is 120, 4 is 120, so is 5. Why? Because 5 is corresponding to that angle. So angle 5 has a measure of 120 degrees. And I really should go measure of angle 4, measure of angle 5. So 5 is 120 because of the corresponding angles theorem. Okay, so 5 corresponds to that 120. And then the last one that would also be 120 would be 8. 8 is vertical to 5. You can tell it's the same. But the reason 8 is the same as this 120 is because they're alternate exterior. So measure of angle 8 is 120 by the alternate exterior angles theorem. And that is it for example 1.